Coming up, WMBD News at 6 starts right now.
It's about partnerships. It's about connecting. It's about that alignment from the K through 12 to us and beyond.
Tonight, down to the Final Four, what the interim president at Illinois Central College is saying about the future of the position. Plus, a watch versus a warning when it comes to weather. How knowing the difference could save your life.
It's not happened yet, but the longer we go.
We'll tell you how much longer groups like the Center for Prevention of Abuse can hold on before services are impacted during this state budget crisis. But first, developing news in Washington, D.C. The Capitol building is put on lockdown after a shooting. It's since been lifted. Word spread quickly through D.C., forcing people to flee.
We're going through the visitor center security, and as I walked through, we heard, get out, there's an active shooter.
Sources say a man entered the Capitol Visitor Center and set off the metal detector. He then pulled a gun and pointed it at an officer. That's when U.S. Capitol Police shot him, put him in custody, and took him to the hospital. The woman was also injured by what police are calling shrapnel. WMBD has learned dozens of students from Galesburg were in the nation's capital at the time of that lockdown. 28 eighth graders from Churchill Middle School are in Washington, D.C. They were visiting Capitol Hill today. Now, they left before that shooting happened. All 28 students are accounted for and have been in touch with their parents back home. Superintendent says he is thankful everyone is safe. Congresswoman Cheri Bustos responds to the lockdown tonight at 10. But first, the Illinois budget fiasco continues to play out in Peoria. And this time, the Center for Prevention of Abuse is trying to hold on to the status quo. WMBD's Hannah Hilliard joins us now from the control room with more tonight. Hannah, how's the center's outlook?
Well, Paul, they haven't had to make any drastic cuts yet, but that doesn't mean they're in the clear. The longer this budget impasse goes on, the harder it gets for the center to provide all its services. The 2016 fiscal year is almost over, and state lawmakers are in the same position as the day it started.
Logic told us that it wouldn't take more than 3 months, then it wouldn't take more than 6 months, and now we're at 9 months and counting.
And it's slowly draining the Center for Prevention of Abuse's resources. The state is currently withholding $500,000 from the center for particular programs like adult protective services.
To date, we have been able to continue on with full services because we are very fiscally responsible.
But if the budget impasse continues, the center's executive director Carol Myrna says they may have to make some adjustments, especially as another source of revenue just dried out.
Their reserves have tapped out, and now that means that our payments from the Illinois Coalition Against Sexual Assault have stopped.
That has forced smaller rape crisis centers across the state to close or make major cuts. But Peoria Center is holding on. That's why this budget impasse makes the center's fundraisers like the annual duck race in August that much more vital.
That allows us to continue to care for their friends, their neighbors, their co-workers. And ultimately, if we weren't here to care for them, it would affect them directly.
A bill going through Springfield right now would help restore funding to rape crisis centers. It has passed the Senate and will make its way to the House once it is back in session on April 4th. Paul?
All right, thanks, Hannah. New tonight, a mother in Pekin is arrested for doing drugs around her toddler. According to police, Jenny Williams is charged with endangering the life of a child after she was found doing meth around her 2-year-old. Police say her parents are the ones who called them. Williams is also facing charges for possession of a controlled substance and drug equipment. She's scheduled to be arraigned next month. Law enforcement sources confirmed tonight the FBI has been able to get into the iPhone used by the San Bernardino shooter, Syed Farook. The Department of Justice says it has asked a judge in California to vacate the order compelling Apple to assist the FBI in unlocking the iPhone. That phone was used by Farook, who, along with his wife, killed 14 at a holiday luncheon. The surprise development effectively ends a court battle between Apple and the Obama administration. The search for a new president at Illinois Central College is almost over. Now, it started with over 50 applications. Now, it's down to just 4 candidates. Each of them is making visits to the campus this week and meeting with students. They'll also talk to several groups while making the rounds at the school. Board members say these visits are critical at this stage of the selection process. They hope as many people as possible provide their input.
We are excited. I mean, this is pretty cool to be selecting the 5th president for this college. We've been lucky.
The interim president says all of the candidates are highly qualified, and he hopes whomever takes over continues to make strides to help build the connection between the school and the community.
We're at a key and pivotal time in education. The community college system and ICC is such an integral part of providing high quality education to our community.
The school could hire a female president. There are 3 of the 4 remaining candidates that are women. Now you can read more about the candidates on ciproud.com. The Bloomington Police Department is letting drivers know April is Distracted Driving Awareness Month.
It can be anyone from 16 years of age to an elderly person or a senior citizen. Everyone is doing it, and we need to crack down on it.
Officers will be putting an emphasis on distracted driving patrols next month. The department says there have been several crashes caused by people talking or texting on their phones. Officers say they want everyone on the roads to be safe. Tonight, WMBD is kicking off Severe Weather Week with stories to educate and prepare you for severe weather in central Illinois. Chief Meteorologist Chris Yates kicks off our coverage with a look at the alert levels of a storm and how knowing the difference could be life-saving.
Severe weather season is well underway across central Illinois, so it's important to understand the difference between a watch and a warning. Let's go ahead and take a look at exactly what a watch is. Now, watches will typically be issued about 4 to 6 hours before an event takes place. Now, a watch indicates that there's a risk of a hazardous weather, whether that be severe thunderstorms or tornadoes. Now, when a watch is issued, you want to make sure you have a plan that is in place in case a storm threatens. Now, when a warning is issued, that means an event is either occurring, imminent, or likely. At this point, you want to take action now to save property and lives. So, for instance, when a tornado warning is issued, you want to be seeking shelter heading into an interior room, such as a bathroom or a closet, or your basement, if you have one.
All right, thanks, Chris. You can tune in tonight at 10 when we will explain how thunderstorms are formed. Well, still ahead, Chief Meteorologist Chris Yates will be back with his full forecast. You're now taking a live look over Galesburg. We'll tell you what the conditions will be like over the next several hours. Plus, spring weather is causing concern for local farmers, how it's affecting their crops.
You're watching WMBD News at 6 in high definition with Paul Ciacchini, Chief Meteorologist Chris Yates with your local Weather Authority forecast, and Kurt Pegler with sports. This is WMBD News at 6, Central Illinois proud.
March is matchup month at your local Ford store. The reigning champ is favored again. Ford returns as America's best-selling brand. Escape is a smart choice over Honda CR-V. With a powerful and efficient available turbocharged EcoBoost engine, the technology to virtually park itself, and an available hands-free lift gate. Go with Ford and drive home our winner. Now get a new Escape with 0% financing for 60 months plus $2,000 trade assist cash at your local Ford store now.
Come on, everybody, it's time to go. Come on, who's excited for the new today?
Getting more for your money is simpler than you might think. When you shop at Kroger, you get low prices throughout the store, weekly specials, great value from our quality brands, digital coupons, and even fuel points to help you save at the pump. No spin, just savings, pure and simple. Great food, low prices at Kroger.
From the first building block to the last coat of paint, Menards is here to help you build all of your projects with an 11% rebate on everything. Whether you're creating a new kitchen or a backyard getaway, you'll save 11% on all of it. So you can finish your latest project and start planning the next big thing. Get building with an 11% rebate on everything now at Menards.
Save big money at Menards.
This portion of WMBD News is brought to you in part by American Pest Control.
These termite control systems might look the same, but only one eliminates the colony, not just individual termites. With the Sentricon Colony Elimination System protecting your home, termites are a thing of the past. And while pest control companies might seem similar, not everyone offers the Sentricon Colony Elimination System. You know who to call.
Call American Pest Control. American Pest Control. No more bugs to bug you. Take control.
Your termite elimination experts. Call American Pest Control.
The Storm Tracker Skycam Network, brought to you by Parker Chevrolet Buick GMC Cadillac. Now, your local weather authority, WMBD's Chief Meteorologist, Chris Yates.
Welcome back. It has been a beautiful day, a lot of sunshine for much of central Illinois. Now we started off with a little bit of cloud cover early on today in Bloomington, but now as you can see from our Dillman Brothers sky cam, skies have cleared on out. It is just absolutely gorgeous right now. 54 degrees, winds light out of the north-northwest at 7 miles per hour in the Twin Cities. Now out in Pontiac, still a few clouds out there, 53 degrees. Meanwhile, here in the River City, we are sitting at 57, 56 in Galesburg, Kewanee the same, and temperatures continue to be in the upper 50s. And down to the south, but take a look at this. Much of the country is actually enjoying some pretty mild temperatures. Lincoln, Nebraska, 67 right now. Denver, 62. They're actually expecting snow by tomorrow night. In fact, that storm system that will be bringing snow to much of the Intermountain West will eventually be heading our direction, but thankfully it'll be producing rain, showers, and thunderstorms as we get through the middle part of this week. But up for high pressure makes itself comfortable across the Midwest tonight and through much of tomorrow. That is going to keep skies clear and temperatures, at least for tomorrow, mild. So here's our surface map. High pressure begins to drag itself down southward. That's going to keep skies clear tonight. Notice rain and snow developing out west. We'll start to see some high clouds as we typically do the day before a storm system. That'll be a sign of a change to come with that area of low pressure, then strengthening in eastern Colorado, beginning to move up to the northeast and eventually into the Midwest. But we'll at least have 24 hours of some nice weather to enjoy. It all starts tonight. Skies will be mostly clear tonight. Look for temperatures to gradually fall down into the mid-30s, especially with clearing skies. One area of concern will be areas east of 39, picking up perhaps some patchy fog by early tomorrow morning. Right now it doesn't appear to be all that widespread, but we'll see if anything changes a little later this evening. Temperatures down to about 35 in Peoria, 35 degrees in Lake, and then we'll see some mid-30s from Galesburg up through Kewanee. And then through tomorrow, a lot of sunshine, especially early on. But as the day wears on, we'll start to see these high cirrus and stratus pushing in from the west on the leading edge of that next storm system, but it should not affect our temperatures one bit. Look for highs to be back into the lower 60s here in Peoria, a high of 61. And off to the southwest, mainly expecting lower to mid-60s from Galesburg through Beardstown, eastward towards Mason City. In fact, Havana, you're looking at a high of 62 for tomorrow. Now, as we head into Tuesday night into Wednesday, clouds continue to increase. We'll get a better chance for some showers and thunderstorms, but our greatest risk of stormy weather will hold off until Wednesday night into Thursday. So that's when the stormy weather returns, so you'll need your umbrella for the middle part of the week. Temperatures in the 60s through Wednesday, cooling off a bit on Thursday. We'll be hitting morning high temperatures in the mid-50s before those temps fall into the 40s. Friday will be cool, but that cold air outbreak, it's not looking like much of an outbreak at all. Mainly just a brief stop in the 40s before temperatures quickly return to the 50s and 60s early next week.
Could be a lot worse, it sounds like.
Yeah, it could be.
All right,
we'll
thanks, Chris. All right, the early spring weather is creating concerns for farmers in central Illinois. Bugs are hatching in many fields earlier this year because of the warmer temperatures. Now, the Peoria County Farm Bureau says it might not be all bad news for local farmers. They say the early hatch could mean less damage to certain crops the bugs like to eat later in the year. The Bureau also says it could decrease the population of these bugs, especially if the weather changes again.
If insects hatch, with the warm weather that we've had, that could reduce the population of that insect if we get some hard freezes in the next few weeks.
The Farm Bureau says it's still too early to tell what impact the bugs will have on crops this year, but it expects to know more next month. A local student gets to spin the wheel. The college contestant getting a chance to win on Wheel of Fortune.
On Tuesday, I buried my dentures under 23 tons of cement. And I really freaked out because I needed my mouth for a very important event. So I called Aspen Dental, got in right away, and they made my new choppers in just a few days. And thanks to that service, I'm happy to say I ate the most hot dogs in history today.
With dentures starting at just $3.99 and ready in days, not weeks. Dentistry's never been easier. Call 1-800-ASPEN-DENTAL.
Buying a mattress can be complicated. Every manufacturer has a different system for telling you which one's soft and which one's firm. So you go anywhere from ultra firm to super extra soft pillow top to double Euro pillow top. What does all that mean? So to make your life a lot easier, Sherman's built a machine to test every single mattress we have on the floor. Every Tempur-Pedic, every Sealy, every Stearns & Foster, consistently. The Sherman's Comfort Rating System greatly increases the chances the mattress you end up with is one that's going to give you a phenomenal night's sleep.
Are you still waiting to change your bathtub? Bathfitter can give you a new tub in as little as one day with their unique tub-over-tub process. Isn't that amazing? Bathfitter will measure and make you a new custom bathtub that they install right over your existing one. Plus, only Bathfitter has seamless walls, which guarantee a watertight fit. And a lifetime warranty. That's what got me. A new bathtub changes your life, and it's never been more affordable. Don't wait. Call today or learn more at bathfitternow.com.
Buying or selling a home is a 24-hour, 7-day-a-week job for Realtor Mary Holiday.
Before contemplating the many choices on Steak 'n Shake's $4 menu, one must calm the mind in our Zen garden. Focus. The garlic double steak burger meal. Reflect. The taco salad meal. Zen. The original double and cheese steak burger meal.
Oh!
The $4 menu, where all meals are under $4 at Steak 'n Shake.
Important healthcare notice. If people tell you your TV is too loud, or if listening in some environments has become difficult, you are needed to participate in a special program called the 30-Day Challenge. AccuQuest Hearing Centers is seeking 100 people with hearing difficulties to evaluate a new 100% digital, completely invisible hearing aid now being released. To take part in this event, you must call. Please get a pencil and write down the phone number below. 100 people with hearing aids or hearing difficulties are needed to take part in the 30-Day Challenge, evaluating a new high-tech device the size of a pencil eraser. Call the number below. This hearing aid is the world's first invisible in-canal device to feature channel-free hearing technology. Hearing consultations performed at no charge for all qualified callers. Participants will try the new IIC hearing aids for 30 days. Call the number below and take the AccuQuest Hearing 30-Day Challenge.
It's college road trip week on Wheel. And this student wants to graduate to Pat's job.
I would consider myself an amateur game show host, but don't be getting any ideas.
Next Wheel.
Weekdays at 6:30 on WMBD. You're watching WMBD News at 6.
Hy-Vee is helping gardens across central Illinois with $1,000 grants as part of the One Step program. Community gardens in Peoria, Bloomington, and Normal will get the money to purchase seeds, plants, and garden tools. One Step garden grants help to educate the community about the need for planting and harvesting your own fruits and vegetables, as well as the health and nutritional value of doing so. The sides of two buildings in Peoria will soon look different. The city put out a call to artists today asking for pictures to put on the buildings. One mural on the south side will show the history of the neighborhood. Another in the warehouse district shows green infrastructure and water. The city says it's trying to make the downtown district look more appealing, and it's a great chance for local artists to be recognized.
This is a great opportunity for whether it's a high school student or anybody who just wants to, have a chance to display their work. It's really open to anybody.
The submission deadline for the contest is April 15th. The winners will be announced on May 2nd. Well, a student at Bradley University gets to spin the wheel this week. Senior Ryan Southwood was a contestant on Wheel of Fortune. The show taped back in February and airs right here on WMBD tomorrow at 6:30. Southwood says he went through several interviews over the past 7 months before he finally made it to Hollywood. The television arts major says it was a chance of a lifetime to compete with fellow puzzle brainiacs.
When Pat Sajak was interviewing me, I got a little bit nervous, but for the rest of the show, I was really comfortable. I was just having a fun time, and I wasn't even thinking about the cameras and all the people watching and stuff like that. I was just playing the game.
Pretty cool. Southwood will be watching the show tomorrow at his own viewing party. After graduation, he wants to move to Southern California and be part of a game show production crew. Good luck. There will be a new starting quarterback at ISU this season, and one player has his eye on the job this spring. Kurt has the story next in sports.